Welcome to Museum Village Düppel. Ceramic finds made archaeologists aware of the medieval settlement in Berlin-Zehlendorf. In 1967, the excavation began, supervised by the director of the Museum of Prehistory and Early History, Adrian von Müller. The archaeologists found a small village, house floor plans of simple wood and clay frame constructions, wells, animal bones, ceramic shards, and a few metal objects such as fire irons and Slavic temple rings. The idea arose to reconstruct the medieval village as a model of living cultural landscape. This great project was realized solely due to the Friends of the Museum Village of Düppel, which was founded in 1975. Today, the museum village is a green part of the city's history meant for leisure, engagement, and research.
My name is Diana Graubaum and I'm a member of the Friends of the Museum Village Düppel. I do this as a volunteer on a voluntary basis. I'm throwing clay. I'm a potter, as you can no doubt see. What I get out of it? I've learned a new craft and I thoroughly enjoy introducing the old craft to visitors, with whom I have lovely conversations. Also, just simply being able to do manual work, because otherwise in my job I really miss working with my hands.
I am Snorri, and I'm a member of the Friends of the Museum Village Düppel. I can let off steam here, using all my skills and doing things I love. For me, it is interesting to try out things here in the village that I cannot do under other conditions. Here I have an historical framework for archaeological experiments. Here I can give back a little bit to society of what it has invested in me. At the same time, I'm having fun and I'm meeting interesting people.
What attracts me here is that Düppel is so different from the rest of Berlin. It's like a small island of the 12th century in 21st century Berlin. It's so different, and it gives me the opportunity to do things, to do many crafts, but also the opportunity to understand things from the ground up, thinking and working them through. So from how do I start smelting iron to forging, about the tool and the use of the tool, for example.
My name is Michele Diniz. I'm a botanist and I have been working for over 15 years as a pollen analyst. Today I'm here in Düppel because this is a fantastic location for pollen analysis. The question with these high hemp values in the moor next to Düppel is whether hemp was roasted here or if it drifted in from the fields right next to it. That is the question that we want to investigate, and that is why, before the hemp cultivation in Düppel begins, we started to take samples from the fields. And now we want to sample the moor to see afterwards if it is the hemp that has flown in from the fields, or if you only get such high hemp values when the hemp has been roasted, i.e. placed in the moor.
I am Ludwig Steiner. I work here in the Museum Village Düppel as a so-called archaeotechnician. That is, simply put, a medieval caretaker. So I'm responsible for the maintenance of the houses, but also the furnishings, i.e. furniture and the like. I am delighted that the work is so close to nature, close to wood. I have to stop and think carefully about every blow with the axe, every pull with the draw knife, every carving with the carving knife. I am totally focused on the wood, with all my senses, and that's what makes the job so special for me.
My name is Stefan. I am one of the guides here in the Museum Village Düppel. As a guide, my task here in Düppel is to convey knowledge, so to speak. It's about bringing visitors closer to the village, explaining what goes on here. It's about showing the exhibition inside, but most of all about showing the exhibition out here, showing the houses. Sometimes it concerns school groups, also guided tours or workshops. But it can also mean manning stands, from hands-on activity stands to information stands at special events. What connects me to Düppel, on the one hand, is my activity as a guide, which I've been doing for a few years and which I really enjoy. It's a wonderful job. On the other hand, Düppel is a place where I can learn. I have been involved in projects related to experimental archaeology, archaeotechnique, and living history. This included projects that were carried out by the Free University of Berlin. In this respect, Düppel is actually the place where all my interests in experimental archaeology and living history come together.
Hello, I'm Daniela Hanrack. I'm the animal keeper here in the Museum Village Düppel. I'm responsible for Carlo and for our other animals. What I love most about the work here in Düppel is working with the old breeds. Maybe not this one right here, but our Scudden sheep and our Düppel pasture pigs, which we backbreed. This is a particularly exciting task for me. This is one of our Scudden lambs from this year, a few days old now, born on Wednesday. Scudden are an old Nordic short-tailed breed that come from the Baltic states and were likely also common here in the Middle Ages. That's why we breed them.